Okay, I'm gonna have to take care of this problem because one, literally here's another problem that we have to deal with this denouncing B-level cycle. I know it's been a while, it's been like weeks, but it all has to do with this. This is America you communists want. It's so cringe. And then my friend Dark Sinovia says, I don't trust anyone who uses that symbol, uses the American flag as their symbol. Wait. And then it's so funny. Then Noah goes, yeah, like, yeah, they're evil. Yeah, and then he goes, like, one real thought though, it's very good reason every communist party around the world tells America to knock the America nonsense. Oh, nonsense off. Be patriotic, serve the people, build up the country because they are communists. Which communist party does that? Because I don't hear any communist party saying that at all. Patriotism in the American context is fascist. If you support American patriotism, you're a fascist. You're not a serious communist. Also, I came here to basically just give basically my last statement on Noah. And I'm gonna tell you who he is, a literal fascist. But back to this, because my friend Dark Shinobi just exposes him as such. Yes, every single communist party in the world says otherwise, but this kid knows better than all of them actually organizing communists in state power, from the Workers' Party of Korea, the CCP, to Cuba, to Nicaragua. Which communist party says this? Can you pull up an article, a quote, a source? He hasn't, and he won't. You can't resist talking down to people, can you? This is the reason why I didn't want to talk to you in the first place. You think people like you are going to get the support from the masses when you talk like a liberal elite. Oh, this is so funny. Keep in mind, you keep in mind making things you keep making things up. You're one to talk down. I'm just talking about how it's sad that you're making things up. The idea that this is talking like a liberal elite when it's literally the opposite, like the Rockefellers promoting your narrative. BTW is more lying. I am not one to talk down. You talk down to everybody that disagrees with you and call everyone an anti-communist and an ultra. Making up more lies? No, you talk down to the American people while repeat the Rockefeller narratives about them. Throw a hissy fit whenever you're shown to be lying or wrong. You gotta you got it backwards. Bro, what the fuck? And then, here's more. You think, you think you're better than literally every Marxist-Leninist party in the world without even understanding Marxism-Leninism and calling it fascism? How are you different from Vosh? He never called Marxism-Leninism fascism, dumbass. He called you a fascist because you are a literal fucking fascist. You don't even know the working class people of your own country. You have no room to talk. You're a self-righteous hypocrite. Ah! Except I do. I actually do the work. I don't pretend to be some internet liberal echo chamber project. This is literally projection. Is the voice of the working class. I study the data extensively and work collectively. And I'm telling you, every communist party in the world thinks. Not really, because he never even labeled one single fucking source that proves that they want us to knock off the America nonsense. Oh yes, if you were busy, why you were wasting your time on Twitter? And your ego is so big that you can't even be bothered to learn Marxism, which you've shown to how wrong you are because you hate the working class and the material real working class in the real world and feel superior to the US. But here's the thing, you ain't a kid. And you're a fascist, Noah. You literally just want to repackage American fascism because you are a literal fucking fascist. I don't feel superior because you are talking down to me like everyone else. You're self-projecting. Next, you don't know the working class. You wouldn't know what a working class person is if you ran into them. And I am one paycheck away from being homeless. So shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. Clearly, I don't spend. Clearly, I don't spend my entire life working for the working class while you look down your nose at it because you got suckered by the establishment and it helps your ego. What? Stuck in the establishment. I'm poor as hell. I'm one paycheck away from being homeless. How am I a part of the establishment when you're making shit up? This is embarrassing. Suckered by the establishment, you old trick bamboozled, fighting against the workers and alienating the masses. Well, that's projection on your part, Noah, because you alienate people of color and also indigenous people who have been living here. And also, you basically don't even know what the masses would believe in because literally the masses don't even care about America. While you're pretending you're us, you ain't us. Stop pretending and be honest about who you are. You're right. I'm not one to talk. Not one of you. I'm not an elitist asshole that talks down to poor people, and I don't know what delusions B-level fed to you, but I am nowhere near the position of doing anything. I am poor as shit. You literally talk down to the American working class all the time. You promote liberal petty bourgeois radicalism, modern-day Trotskyism, and anti-communism, acting like if you're pointing out these significant facts as more than one person's signifier if you're vast liberal echo. That is more self-projection on your part, literally. That is kind of the funny thing as well. Wait, let's see. And there's more. Wait. Here's one thing I missed. And I'm not what to talk down to. You talk down to everyone that disagrees with you and calls everyone an anti-communist and an ultra, making up more lies. Here's the other thing. Why don't you masturbate with your fascist buddy that doxed a man and his children? Because that kind of scum that you associate with, you have no right to judge me, fascist. It's really sad that you are inventing lies about people to spread on the internet. Do you not see the anti-communism in this? Wow. So basically he just denies it. Here's more that I forgot. Yeah, I do not claim to know more than the communists and power. Quit changing the subject. You are self-projecting. Except that's exactly what you're doing right now, making up your lies with the America narrative you share with the Rockefeller Foundation and a bourgeois academy. So yes, you do that. You do claim that And the truth is, you don't even know what Marxism is. That is bullshit. You don't even know what fucking Marxism is. You never even fucking read Lenin. So shut the fuck up. You are literally what Lenin calls a reactionary nationalist and petty bourgeois Philistine. LOL. That is literally you. That's what Lenin would call you, Noah. Oh yes, a disabled worker is definitely a petty bourgeois. You know anything about me. This is a product of you having no idea what Marxism is. Petty bourgeois philosophism refers to your consciousness and the world outlook, not your physical position. You as an inferior and primitive mode of thought. Marxism sublated over a century ago. I'm clearly class conscious. I know what my position is. You're talking down to me like you always have. You have what you call false consciousness, which is you know, if you weren't such an anti-communist. Bruh, literally, this is the example of how Noah talks down to people who are poor and who are even one paycheck away from being homeless and who live paycheck to paycheck. I know what it is. Wow, you're just revealing yourself for being an elitist. You clearly hate poor working class people. Making up more lies. This is getting sad. I am one paycheck away from being homeless. I depend on the government assistance to survive, and I'm nowhere near the position of power. The fact that you believe in this nonsense is proof that you look down on me for being lumpen. The way you talk down to me is proof that you look down on poor working class people, and I am working class and you're talking down to me. No, No, it's just you because you're an anti-communist and with your Rockefeller America caca. Well, it's not the Rockefellers motherfucking saying it, it's the indigenous people of this land, Noah, who are saying it, and you love to alienate them. It's talking down to the working class, you vast liberal. You can't learn to be bothered and look at the data and learn Marxism to see if you're right. You get too much out of that. I know Marxism, and I came to a different conclusion from being an anti-American does not make me an anti-communist. Most of the world is anti-American, and that's a fact. You clearly don't know what Marxism is, you understand the unity of opposites in any given society. What Nassians and Morbin's end of contradiction are how you're being built metaphysical. Stop lying, stop pretending you're us, you ain't. You only said that because I am anti-American. That's a symptom of your anti-communism. Your inability to understand the principal contradiction of capitalist society is what you represent the progress and reaction. Literally, he's just defending a literal fascist state. This is so funny. Wow, you're a child. Tell me how you represent your party by doing this, or do you have nothing better to do with your time? You think you're just a control freak that wants to control how people think. Sorry to break it to you, buddy, but not all the things work in the way you say it does and how you represent your party by doing this back and forth on Twitter. If you could tell me this is my personal Twitter, I'm representing me, pointing out a liar who pretends he's a communist. Control how people think. I just point out when anti-communist pretends they are communists. You're not good. You're not a good image for your party, and this is what you do to people that disagree with you. Apparently, you're not serious about communism if you're doing this. Thanks for telling me. I don't generally take advice from an anti-communist, anti-worker trots. You're literally projecting at this point. This is so funny. Let's see here. And then, here is it. Wow, you're a child telling me how you represent your party by doing this. You have nothing to do better with your time. You clearly are You clearly are a reactionary talking down to people, not something Marxists would do. Neither is arguing in bad faith, which both of which you have been doing the whole time. You understand that the word reactionary means you talk to the American people every opportunity you trot. Now you're making up lies and liberal debate bro terminology. Bad faith, please. We both know I've been honest this entire time and you have not. Yeah, you have been honest. You literally expose yourself as a fascist at this point. If it wasn't I was an anti-American, your tune would be very different. Your attitude is clearly anti-American communist. Clearly against anti-American communists who lives in America. Do not deny it because I have seen you do it time and time again. Yes, of course, I am an American communist who serves the American people who I serve. No, you don't. You coward who wants everyone else to do everything for him can't be bothered even finding out elites are lying to him because it makes it feel good. I'm a coward, says the man who literally slanders communists for disagreeing with him. You're not a communist. You're an anti-communist pretending you're us, giving us a bad name, and alienating people with your insane anti-worker rhetoric. I'm an anti-communist. I'm anti-American. That's your logic. It's so funny. You're an anti-communist because you routinely make anti-communist propaganda as a tiny insignificant as it is while pretending you are a communist. But I said 4 times it isn't because you're anti-worker, because you keep insinuating that. Wait, let's get to here. If you truly cared about having to be honest, God, this discussion would have been talking down to people all the time, nor would you be constantly slandering them and not serious or building communism. Everything you say about me and other communists is self-projection. What do you know like it is to be poor and live paycheck to paycheck, to be one paycheck away from homelessness? All of my understanding of Marxism comes from real life experience. I have no interest in going back and forth with you any longer. Your response is the same. Nonsense. Me being an anti-communist, I show solidarity with people all over the world who are struggling against fascism. And that's a fact. I wish you would talk to people that I know ignore because you don't think they are worth talking to. I wish you can give those people a voice and let their stories be known. Those people who are the people I want to talk to. What I see is from you is this whole conversation of angry, petty little child who can't even handle people criticizing America. While what pal? Welcome to the real world. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Not everything is black and white. The final thing I will say here will be, if you don't know my life story in neither B level, you don't know what I went through. You don't even know what got me into Marxism in the first place. You might have been able to learn if you actually treat me with respect. One, you don't understand the basics of communism necessarily to be a good communist. To be a good communist, you would have empathy for others, which is something you lack. Empathy is important. If you don't have empathy, you have nothing. You attack the working class. The communist move. Wait, let me do something. Alright. Pretend you're some new communist movement without even the slightest monoculum of knowledge, of humility, and then pretend you're put upon others. Don't understand, please. A communist movement with no empathy is not a movement we're following. Your movement has no empathy, and I see you display for people of color, indigenous, LGBT, and disabled lump in proletariat. You think you think the communist movement has no empathy? What you're entitled, you spoiled liberal. You are treated in the way you treat others, and now you're straight up lying again and wonder why people don't like you and point out you're anti-communist. That's you, motherfucker. That's you, Noah. Moreover, you don't understand what any of these words mean. Communism isn't your liberal internet echo chamber, son. If you show people respect, you get it. If you act like you do, lying and doing anti-communism, you won't get any respect you want. There is one thing that I do agree with you regarding, that I am not like you. I do never want to be like you, an elitist, sociopathic, narcissistic child. Everything you criticize me for applies to you. Now goodbye. I'll not be talking to you again. Well, finally, I dealt with this problem. So basically, I actually show you how literally Noah just talks down to poor people, and literally how Noah is a literal fascist. And I also am going to ask this one thing, if literally, I know it's not going to happen, but if the CPUSA tolerates this, if the CPUSA tolerates somebody like Noah Kkrachvik, a literal fascist, who literally hangs out with people like a fascist named B-Level, who literally docks people and their children, and also makes some accusations on the internet saying they're a fucking predator with no fucking evidence, and fabricates it all, and is a literal anti-Semite and racist, which Noah is also a racist, and a elitist. Is this who you want to represent your party? Is this the motherfucker you want to represent your party? Because I don't think so. And I know they will never kick him out of the party because, oh my god, ooh, we love having this fascist on. Ugh. They'll never kick him out because they would agree with Noah 100% of the fucking time. And I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye.